Another one of my favorite full body exercises is using the cable bar again, but instead of the press, it's the row. So if you haven't watched my video on the press, that's a pretty good precursor for this one. So go back, check that video out, master that exercise, then come to this next one. So same setup. I got that cable about pec level, shoulder level. I'm using the bar again. And the only thing to really be aware of this is typically you're stronger in a row than a press. But for this, it's a lot harder for the row than the press. So you might find if you're doing really good with the cable bar press, you might actually want to lower the weight before we get to the row because this one is very, very challenging. And so I set myself up for this one. Same idea. So if I have, like right here's my cable, if I'm going to pull this bar to the right, I want to be to the left of that cable because at the end of the day, I don't want the cable wrapping around me. I want to be free of where that cable is going to go. So to set myself up for this one, I got my athletic stance. I'm going to pull, I'm going to grab the very end again. I'm going to pull to me and I'm going to reach over to grab the bar. Again, keeping that nice kind of I like to go just outside shoulder width for this one. So once I'm here in a position, I'm going to pull myself to the bar. So I kind of just pull a little bit like I'm that rowing arm. I kind of keep my hips steady. I get that thoracic rotation. And now I'm ready to kind of start. From here, I'm going to start rowing that bar into position. I'm not rowing it all the way. I'm rowing it just enough to get my arms kind of level with each other. Almost like you're holding handlebars. So if I go this way so you can see me. I'm here. I'm going to pull. I'm going to reach across. And I'm going to pull with that pulling arm just to get that bar level, right? So I kind of push with the other one. I'm just getting it kind of parallel to my chest. Once it's parallel to my chest, right now I can feel my glutes are tense, my core is tense, my shoulders, my back, everything's starting to kick in because of this resistance. So from here, I got it. I'm going to start transitioning the bar, staying rotated, just like we did with the press. I'm going to keep a little bit of the rotation. I want to keep a little bit of that rotation as I start to transition the bar. So right as I transition, now I really, at this point, you're going to feel you're going to have less pulling strength. You're going to need more pushing strength with that backhand. So I'm here, I pull the bar into position. I start to transition. Now I feel like I got to push more with that backhand and I'm loaded in my core. And now what I want to do is keep my hips steady. I want to turn my upper body with that bar. So I'm going to do a couple reps. Rotate into position, start to transition the bar, and then I'm going to rotate the torso for that last third of the motion. Always about the setup for this one. A lot of people will be straight and then they're just manipulating the bar. And you won't really feel the core at all there because you're not loading the core. I'll go this way. I want to load the core and then train the core through the rotation. So load the core, train the core through the rotation. And this doesn't have to be a lot of motion at all. A lot of times you'll see people where they kind of are going really far with that bar. You can extend your arms, but really just keeping it kind of level with your upper body is plenty of torque on the core. So we'll do a couple reps here. It's kind of as far as I can go. Right, I can stop here. I like to extend a little bit. I don't need to overdo it. Big core exercise, big hip exercise too. Just keeping your hips here, that's a big workout. All right, so now if I want to make this harder, obviously I can add more weight. But more weight isn't always the best option because I want to make sure I'm getting the full range of motion. But just like with the cable bar press, I can stress my posture a bit more by going more upright. So instead of kind of staying low, where I'll be a little stronger, a little more grounded, I'm going to be a little taller. I'm trying to teach my hips to work a little more up here. So same exercise, load, rotate. Trying to get really tall, really long, really upright, but still athletic. One of the biggest mistakes, or not mistakes, but the biggest kind of errors people have here is they start to kind of feel the low back on this. If you're feeling the low back here, two things. You're either kind of already uneven and that's just a trigger point for you, like a spot that's just like ready to work, ready to activate. Or you're overdoing it. You're kind of side bending instead of rotating. So if I kind of come in and I go here, I'm compressing into this guy pretty good. So I always like to think I want to keep whatever side I'm rotating to, I'm keeping that side long. So if I'm rotating right, I'm going to keep my right side long. And you can see that's pretty straight versus kind of here collapsing in. So go ahead, guys. Give this one a shot. Let me know what you think. A little more of a trickier exercise, but let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and look for some more functional training videos coming out here shortly.